Hi everybody. I kind of did a new moon reading, but then I realised I'd uploaded it as a short, so I've just taken it down. I think maybe one or two of you saw it. But yeah, you didn't get that. You only got the little bit of blurb from the Moonology Diary. There was no reading there. So yeah, and I've been on holiday. Been away for just had a most amazing week in Devon. Lovely weather, not too hot, just perfect and really relaxing. Anyway, there's a lot going on astrologically again. It just seems to be like, I don't know, like a massive reset, and I think everybody's feeling a little bit, I don't know, like off balance, kind of. I had a terrible day yesterday. Just feeling like the energy felt really heavy. But today I feel different again. So I just want to tell you a little bit about this thing, Barbault's basket, Barbault, okay, also known as the cosmic cradle. It's a rare astrological configuration involving the solar system's slow-moving outer planets, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune and Pluto. Named after the prominent French astrologer André Barbault, the planets form a distinct, mostly cooperative geometric pattern on the zodiac wheel. Key meanings for this, I've just Googled this. It says Barbault believed that this alignment marks a major historical and societal turning point, representing a reflowering or a relaunch of civilization following years of global crisis. My God, we need that, don't we? Creative and spiritual awakening. Astrologers interpret the basket as a cosmic container that nurtures new ideas. It's associated with a wave of creative visions, technological innovation, and evolutionary leaps in consciousness. Tension and resolution. Visually, Jupiter and Pluto form a central opposition representing tension or polarization, while Neptune and Uranus form a cradle of harmonious trines and sextiles, which represent safety net and supportive pathways forward. So, yeah, there's a lot going on. There's loads of astrology channels that you can look at if you want to know more about the astrology and how that's going to affect you. But I just thought I'd do a little reading here for each of the zodiac signs because of this and because I miss the new moon readings, and maybe there's a message for you. So we'll start with, as always, we'll start with Aries. I'm using the I went to Stonehenge on the way back from my holidays in Devon. Not intentional. We went there because the traffic was horrendous coming back and the highway was at a standstill. So my husband, unbeknown to me, he'd planned a different route, and I just thought we were going via Oxford or whatever. I wanted to stop and have something to eat. I was really hungry, needed to go to the loo. And he kept saying, we're nearly there, we're nearly there. And I couldn't see anything anywhere. Anyway, next thing you know, we were at Stonehenge. So it's been a real, it's a place I've always wanted to visit. And I did feel some kind of a strong kind of link to ancestry, and felt grounded there. And it was amazing, and just a lovely, lovely surprise as well. So yeah, because of that, I'm using the Bonestone and Earthflesh tarot, which is a bit lots of trees and kind of grounding energy, which we probably all need actually right now, with everything kind of crazy, this collective reset. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. Let's get on with the reading. So first up, we've got Aries. So what have we got for Aries, please? Okay, so what does Spirit want Aries to know, please and thank you? We'll do 3 cards as always. In the middle we've got, Six of Pentacles. feed the birds. This is about generosity, sharing your good fortune, sharing your resources, and giving in order to receive. Well, not with that intention, but you know, what you give comes back to you. I believe that. Maybe not from where you expect it to come from, but it does come back to you. So yeah, this is about giving. It's about sharing. So that's in the middle of your reading. What do you need to move away from? A Knight of Wands. You know, there's a different vibe here. This is like fiery and kind of impulsive, almost aggressive, kind of feeling like, you know, he's a blacksmith, isn't he? And whatever he's doing, he's like, you know, he's wielding that hammer and he's like really belting the hell out of whatever's there, whatever he's making. Okay. Time to put that behind you, I think, that kind of aggressive forcefulness. Stop being forceful, be a bit more balanced and a bit more gentle. What we've got in the future, Aries, what do you need to move towards? Oh, wow. Ace of Cups. There's a super blood moon eclipse. I don't know when that is going to be. I'll look it up and I'll put in the comments if you look below in the comments. But Ace of Cups is about loving yourself. Well, primarily for me, it's about loving yourself first, making sure that your cup's full. Okay, but don't do it in a aggressive, forceful way. Be gentle, okay? And do you know what? I'm going to look in the book because this is a very different book. It's a very different deck. It's you can see those okay. Ace of Cups. See, that full moon is like really, it's intriguing to me. Let me see what it says in here. Ace of Cups, Ace of Cups. Sorry. Time to open your heart to the overpouring of love and joy into your life. An unexpected blessing awaits you. Oh, how lovely. Can be a new romantic connection where affections are declared or intentions set, resulting in a heart bursting with joy, a cup running over flavour, so to speak. A phase of pure happiness and resplendent beauty. Immersing yourself in the experience is the best action to take, reciprocating with positive affirmation that acknowledge and honour your feelings. Pay it forward. Yeah. And take conscious and inspired action that leads you towards greater blessings and positive change. Demonstrating gratitude aligns the heart with abundance and keeps you in a flow state. It's a perfect reminder to keep a healthy intention-setting practice, perhaps once a month on the new moon. This card also signifies the creative and life-giving power of the womb. You may find yourself in a state of emotional and creative fullness, a physical or psychological pregnancy or birth. Okay. Take advantage of your ignited intuition and embrace your desire to create with aligned action. Allow the fusion of your imagination with your emotional body and create something soulfully beautiful. If this card points to a physical pregnancy, then this child will be empathetic, caring and emotional. Connecting with the womb is a powerful journey. Whether you choose to connect with your own or another's, you'll find a world of creative power available to you. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Aries. I hope this helps. Hi, Taurus. Welcome to Dogstar Tarot. Let's have a look what Spirit wants you to know right now for this pivotal time, really, with the astrology. You might want to check out my friend Laurie's YouTube channel if you're interested in the astrology. Look for White Birch Tarot, but I'll put a link in below. Okay, what does Spirit want you to know? What do you need to move away from? And what do you need to move towards? I really got to sort out this desk. It drives me crazy. I can never seem to get the right angle or the light in the right place. If I face the other way, the light changes. You know, if the wind blows or if I move as well, the light changes. But anyway, right in the middle. What have we got in the middle? Three of Wands. It looks like you might be either planning a journey. This is something taken. It's something you've been planning, that you're ready to take the next step. Okay. Look, she's looking at the horizon there. You know, possibilities and where do I go? This is for me. It's about like steering your own ship in the direction you want to go. So yeah, you know, don't be afraid to like seek new horizons. I'm thinking, don't go with the crowd here. Don't go where everybody else is going. You know, go off. You might be called to do something kind of a bit out of the box, a bit unexpected. What do you need to move away from? The Five of Pentacles. This is storm-swept family. I'm not saying move away from your family. I think move away from this kind of, you know, you're leaving this behind you, actually, kind of stormy times where, you know, you feel like you're kind of stuck in a place, you can't move on, that things aren't progressing for you. But here you've done the groundwork. You kind of stuck it out. You stuck it out, okay, and you're ready to explore new horizons. I love this for you, Taurus. What do you need to move towards? Oh, Page of Wands. Okay. It's like taming the tiger. I think this is about you taking control of your own. Like I said here, going it alone. You've taken control. And you know, you've got a new creative inspiration coming to you, and I think it's going to be a little bit unexpected, but this is so different to this kind of storm here, you know, that you've been enduring and for too long, leaving that behind, that the kind of tough times, yeah, and exploring new horizons and just see where it takes you. I'm saying don't fear the future, because I think you've got the ability to take control, to move things in the direction you want them to go in. So that's what I've got for you, Taurus. I hope this helps. Hi, Gemini. Welcome to Dogstar Tarot. Let's have a look what Spirit wants you to know right now. Look at the general energy around you. What's in the past or what you need to move away from. And felt like there's two cards here. Okay. I did see that one. It's the Ace of Pentacles. So let's have a look. What do you need to leave behind? The Ten of Pentacles. Okay. This is community again. I think there's a lot of movement towards finding our tribe. We might have to move away from something that's comfortable, somewhere where we're in a comfort zone. And this is certainly saying that to me, Gemini, that you might need to move out of your comfort zone in order to find the success or whatever it is you're looking for. You may need to leave that behind. Don't kind of stay stuck just because it's expedient. I'm just trying to figure out what that is. Is it some kind of barn structure? But it looks like there are fields in there. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I think this is kind of moving out of your comfort zone. And what is in the middle? Oh, the Page of Pentacles. I like him. I think let's have a look, because I know this is the Ace of Pentacles as well. Mandrake Spirit and the Skull of the Old One. I'm going to look in the book because this is a bit different to Rider-Waite. So I just think this is planting new seeds. It's going out on your own, definitely. Leaving your kind of community or your tribe. I'm not saying cut them off, but kind of moving out, doing things your own way. You know, having the courage to kind of move away from... I feel like, yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to move forward, because you've got this nice like energy of like planting new seeds. And Pentacles, slow moving energy, okay? So it's waiting for the time to be right. You know, this guy's harvesting like the grapes here. He's got his wine there. But you do need to make a new start. You need to plant new seeds elsewhere. I'm just going to have a quick look and see if there's anything else in the book here that will give a little bit more context for you. Ace of Pentacles. Someone I'm not sure about. Yeah, it's fortune and a new beginning, a positive step towards material gain. It could even prove to be the beginning of an accumulation of wealth. Fantastic omen for those engaging in business, suggesting it will flourish and true abundance of resources will be available to you. Take practical action, aligning directly with your goals. Send in that resume, speak with a financial advisor, or begin a study for your business idea. All of this brings a sense of security, whether it relates to a financial situation or a relationship. Draw attention to your health and nurture your physical body to ensure you work towards optimum health. Think holistically and create an opportunity to nurture your mind, body and spirit. Self-care is a pact you make to ensure you invest time, energy and resources into your well-being. This requires some commitment and discipline, but you only need to apply yourself. Okay. So yeah, I think this is actually, you know, I don't feel actually going it alone, but like, you know, maybe doing something a little bit different to the norm, the stuff you've always been doing. You know, maybe you need to make a little change. You need to be the catalyst for a change, okay? And it might be stepping outside of the box and stepping out of your comfort zone. So that's what I've got for you, Gemini. I hope this helps. Hi Cancer, welcome to Dog Star Tarot. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know. Okay. What do you need to move away from? Six of Cups. Yeah, looking back at the past, thinking that, you know, looking at the past through rose-coloured glasses, a bit of nostalgia, wishing things were the same. I think it's moving away from that. What is he holding there? Oh, he's taking flowers. It says the farmer and his wife. Again, I think this is, for a lot of people, this is moving out of your comfort zone. Stop hanging on to the past. Okay, what's in the middle? Ooh. She who is unnamed, Judgment. Okay. This is a bit of a different Judgment card. I'm going to have a look in the book, see if it's got a different interpretation. But normally this is about a kind of resurrection. It can be resurrecting old ideas or being reborn almost. But this one looks like she's being called to account for the things she's done. There may be a need for you to acknowledge something if you've hurt somebody, or you've caused pain somehow, or you've done something that's against your better judgment. Okay, sort it out, make peace with yourself. Okay. There's something here that's calling you to the past. Okay, you need to break away from it, Cancer. Okay, don't be stuck in the past. Okay, if you've messed up, don't keep revisiting that. Okay, just walk away from it, put it behind you. Stop judging yourself too harshly either. You know, we all mess up at times, so if you have, you know, just let it go. Okay, what do you need to move towards? Oh my God, I hope it's a good one. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles, community. Yeah. Yeah, look for support to the people around you. You kind of, I'm feeling family, okay? But it could be any other organisation or group where you feel comfortable, okay? And where you don't feel judged, okay? So yeah, move away from this kind of whatever's pulling you to the past. You past, I want to say sins, or you know, something that where you've messed up. Okay, let it go. Okay, stop judging yourself. Stop judging yourself too harshly. Move on. People forgive you, and yeah. Leave it behind you. Leave it in the past, because that's where it belongs. So that's what I have for you, Cancer. I hope this helps. Hi, Leo. Welcome to Dog Star Tarot. Let's have some cards, please, for Leo. It sometimes feels like the cards are sticking together, but they're really thick, really nice cardstock. Right. What do you need to move away from? The Ace of Wands. That's Ouroboros. This is the snake that eats itself. The Serpent Fire, it says. Ace of Wands is usually some, like, you know, exciting new beginning, something that's really passionate. But it feels like this is a bit all-consuming, you know. It's like eating himself, and yeah, move away from that. Let me just check in the book here, because as I say, you know, I've said before that this is a kind of a very different, well, a little bit different to the normal Rider-Waite deck. Normally the Ace of Wands is a wand with fire. This is a snake, but there's some significance here with this serpent shedding its skin. Let's have a look. Okay, the serpent is sacred. It represents life force and the divine creation of the universe, all rolled into one scaly sentient being. It is old as the dragons who breathed volcanic molten fire during the creation of the universe. It's a symbol of the wild and unbridled side of our nature, creation and destruction all rolled into one. Ooh. I don't know if you listened to the introduction, but this is quite, I think this is pretty important with what's going on astrologically now. I think we need to be careful. The serpent is considered the totem of the magician. Fire isn't constant, it must be invoked in one form or another. To dream of the serpent means your path is beginning to unravel. Okay, so you need to leave this behind you, remember. Okay. To see the symbol of the serpent in the form of the Ouroboros, a snake eating its tail, is to know that your path to completion lies in your first steps of creation. Okay, so this is about starting over. Okay, so you come full circle. Okay, and what's in the middle? Page of Wands. Okay, somebody else had this, but I just get a vibe of taming the tiger, okay? Reining in your kind of fiery, passionate, I know you're a Leo, you are fire sign, but kind of reining it in, not going, yeah, I just feel like tame your enthusiasm, try and tame your fire a little bit more, okay? I'm just looking like she might have is there a snake there? Or is, but yeah, I think this is saying, yeah, don't go overboard. Interesting to see what's in your future or what you need to take for. Four of Wands. Oh, you got all wands. Okay. This is a blessing, the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is lovely. That's a portal. It's a new a new start. It can be a marriage for some of you. But yeah, this is doing something different. You know, you've been doing something the same way. You kind of exhausted all the potential there, okay? Don't be afraid to let it go, move forward, and, you know, embrace this kind of new start. It's a more gentler approach, so a little bit less fire. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, Leo. I hope this helps. Hey Virgo, welcome to Dog Star Tarot. Oh, I haven't time stamped, just bear with me a second. Okay. What does Spirit want Virgo to know, please, and thank you. What do you need to move away from? Ooh, the King of Pentacles. Okay, he's lovely, like a green man. I may look in the book in a minute, but I'm kind of feeling he's slow, steady, methodical, a little bit boring, dare I say. It can be, but this is a guy who's patient, someone who's grounded. I feel it's like the source of so much. Let's have a look what the other cards say. I think the time, you know, the time for, I think you've waited long enough, okay? I feel that there is some growth or potential available to you, okay? And I think maybe this is saying stop procrastinating and kind of get off your backside. um, you know, you don't need to worry about stability because you've already got that. So time to kind of move out. Again, I keep saying this, seemingly everybody's getting this. Don't be afraid to move out of your comfort zone, because I think the universe has got you back. And in the middle, you've got the Page of Swords, Merlin and the Apprentice. Clarity, finding clarity about the way forward. You know, looking at this, he almost looks like he's that he's allowing. You know, in ancient buildings, when nature reclaims ancient buildings and the trees grow out and ivy and they're covered up, I kind of get this feeling that kind of a feeling of almost suffocation, that you're feeling kind of trapped almost, okay? And I think this is kind of a little bit of chaos in the middle here, where you're not sure which way to go, what to do. Everything's up in the air. It almost looks like the magician. Well, it does say, doesn't it? Young Merlin, the apprentice. So he's not quite sure of what he's doing yet. He's got all the tools and everything, but it's about needing to find clarity, using the tools that you've got, the knowledge and the skills that you've got to move forward in a positive way. And don't be afraid to ask for advice from somebody wiser, okay? And what are you moving towards, or what's in your future? Justice, Major Arcana, okay? We've got the Warrior and the Veiled One. How interesting. I'm going to look at the, this is, it can be about, something as simple as a legal matter going in your favour. I don't feel that. This, for me, it's something that you've been hidden, that's been kind of almost under wraps, is emerging into something clearer, more positive. So if you've been unsure about where you're going, I think this card is saying, yeah, I know it says justice, but I feel this is about transformation, personal transformation. I'm just going to read from the book here, because it's a major arcana. I'm using the Bonestone and Earthflesh tarot, which is a little bit different to the normal Rider-Waite, and sometimes the meanings are a little bit different as well. So call into question the subject of sacred balance. You cannot put off making an important decision any longer. Are you being fair with yourself as you are with others? If not, now is the time to remedy this. The decision to use your warrior or peace bringer aspect is yours to make. Assess your motivation and ensure exchanges are fair. Are you giving more than you get? Are you giving more than you get, or getting more than you give? Okay, so this is finding balance, isn't it? This also extends to the area of health. Are you currently in balance physically, emotionally, and spiritually? Have you been nurturing one area of your life more than others? Acknowledge both the balances and the imbalances. Okay. Make a plan to bring back a state of harmony to your wellness journey, because this is a bit chaotic energy here, right in the middle, isn't it? Execute your strategy with grace, the spirit of experimentation, and a little flexibility. Watch, as little by little your situation will align with your new rhythm. Okay, have we got any keywords? Yeah, I'm just going to read this. The warrior and the veiled one are forever at each other's sides. This is like yin and yang, or like the, light and dark side, our shadow and our, the kind of the persona the mask we wear when we, to the rest of the world, and our shadow is, the darker side that we keep hidden. The gods breathed life into them eons ago to ensure the human world was protected. The warrior and the veiled one stand as a unified symbol of choice. When situations calling for justice arise, the warrior and the veiled one appear. They offer a choice: fight or embrace peace. Wow. Yeah, I think that's really important right now for some of you, embracing peace rather than fighting. If the option is to fight, the might of the warrior is unleashed and hell rains down upon the world. If peace is chosen, the olive branch is extended. Once accepted, the warrior and the veiled one retreat to the divine realm, waiting for their next call. That's quite deep here, Virgo. I hope this helps. Hi Libra, welcome to Dog Star Tarot. So what does Spirit want you to know, Libra? Right, so what do we need to move away from? What do we need to move towards? Oh, somebody else had this. I can't remember. I think this is moving out of your comfort zone a little bit. Might be a break with tradition. Maybe finding a new way of doing things, but it's because this is what you need to move away from, or in your past, this is I just feel like a break with tradition, or thinking of new ways of doing things, thinking outside the box. What's in the middle, Libra? Ooh, King of Wands, the Sun God Ra. Really powerful card, that. King of Wands is, you know what, there's no fire on this card, but well, there is, I guess. There's a sun here, isn't it? Sun God. I'm going to read from the book. As I've said to everybody, this is a little bit not the traditional Rider-Waite style of, the cards aren't, they don't follow exactly. So I'm going to read from the book because this is very different. Usually the King of Wands has got a fiery torch, he's got strength and everything. This guy's holding a cobra there. Okay. Maybe reining in a little bit of your fiery nature, or maybe it's exploring, taking control. I'm going to definitely read from the book. So let's just have a look at what's in the future, what you need to embrace. Oh God, you've got the King of Pentacles. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to say this is, maybe rein in the fieriness in your nature. The kind of, don't let things run away with you, okay? You need to take control and do things slowly and methodically, embrace this kind of King of Pentacles vibe where, take it slowly, be patient. Things that you don't kind of grow this kind of community overnight. It takes time, it takes a combination really of, control, but also patience. Let's have a look what it says about this King of Wands. I'm really interested to... Oh, look at that. We've opened right at the Wands. That makes a change. Usually when willpower and dynamism meet, the fire of purpose ignites, driving you to take assertive action towards spectacular horizons. Okay, I'm getting this now. Sorry, I'm it's quite a long read here. Okay, in essence, okay, moving out of your comfort zone, okay, in the middle of this fiery, creative, passionate, exciting times, okay, but you are going to need to be a little bit patient. The seeds that you're sowing now are going to take a while to come to fruition, okay? So whether you're looking for a job or whether it's a new relationship, yeah, there's sort of excitement, passion, and everything to start with, okay? It's going to slow down, okay? And you're going to need patience, but look at all the growth here, okay? So it's going to be worth it, okay? But yeah, right now you need to move out of this comfort zone, take a bit of control. But I'm going to read about the sun god because how it's so lovely. It says he's impossible to ignore. He holds sway over the sun in the sky and moves to a solar rhythm. You'd think that a being with such magnificent capabilities would be a tyrant, but not so. The sun god Ra was every bit as human as any other, never seeing himself as more. He didn't seek to gain dominance. He was perfectly content in his position, knowing all the while that if there was anything he wanted, anything he needed, he only had to ask and it would be given. But did he? No. Instead, he chose to give warmth, light, and life to those in need. It's going to make me cry. If there's any Libras watching, please leave a comment. His energy was enchanting, and it was easy to become entranced when you saw him. He flowed with a natural sort of light and a gentle smile that was dazzling even to the blind. He was felt as much as he was seen. A born king. It was his destiny, whether he wanted it or not. And this is in the middle of your reading, Libra, okay? So while this truth was undeniable, he was absolutely no rush to build a throne and be crowned king. He believed in his heart that every person was their own ruler and humanity was not there to be ruled. Wow. He determined that people need to be inspired and guided, activated to be ushered into their greatness. With this realization, he began his work and decided to be the sun to all. I love that. Okay. So your job right now, Libra, is to give warmth, light, and life to those who need it. Okay. Don't be in a rush. Okay. I love that for you. I hope this helped. Please leave me a comment. I feel really moved by that reading. Hi Scorpio, welcome to Dog Star Tarot. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know right now. I'm using the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot, which is kind of a bit of a hybrid deck. It's not a bit Rider-Waite-y, but, well, mostly Rider-Waite-ish. But it's also got an element of the Wheel of the Year and a bit of Thoth. And yeah, so I may need to refer to the book. So what have we got for Scorpio, please, and thank you. Right. What does Spirit want you to know, Scorpio? Let's have a look. God, I really need to sort out this arrangement here with this desk. I might need to get a new desk. What do you need to leave behind, or what do you need to move away from? The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, the Weavers. Major Arcana. That doesn't look particularly inspiring, Wheel of Fortune, does it? So I'm thinking if the wheel hasn't been turning in your favour, it's about to. You're leaving that kind of energy before. This is a kind of darkish energy. It doesn't look very inspiring to me. I might read from the book. But I don't feel it. I feel that this is, you're having a tough time, or you've had a tough time, okay? But stick with it, because you can move away from it. And this is Weaver. It says the Weavers, okay? spooks me when the cards do that, when they move on their own. I'm going to read from the book, but let's see what the other cards say. And in the middle, you've got the Bruja. Is it the Bruja? Is that how you pronounce it? B-R-X-A? B-R-U-X-A? Magician, okay. Two major arcana, okay. You've got the power, Scorpio. You've got the tools, you've got the knowledge, you've got the you've just got everything. You can make things happen for yourself. You can create anything you want. You can create something special here. You can make the wheel turn in your favor. I'm absolutely sure of it. What are you moving towards? Queen of Pentacles, okay. Baba Yaga. What's she doing with a chicken foot? There must be some legend there that I don't know. I'm going to read from the book, okay. But Queen of Pentacles is steady, slow, methodical. She there's more of a, not racing to get anywhere fast, having patience to let things unfold, okay. She's got a bit of a magician or a witchy feel as well, hasn't she? Let's have a look. Queen of Pentacles. I want to look at that one particularly. I hope you don't mind me reading from the book. It's just as quite a different, there's different contexts, so... I don't know why she's holding a chicken foot. I'm just seeing if it, just skimming through the book. Okay, Baba Yaga was she's in ancient as time itself, patient, knowing, wise, and perpetually misunderstood. For this reason, she was driven away from her people to live in peace at the edge of an ancient forest. She expected such treatment, truth be told. She understood that what humanity does not understand, it fears. She had no desire to live amongst a community that simply didn't understand, nor did they show signs of wanting to learn. She agreed to move out into the ancient forest and live her own way. She preferred that option. She understood that by choosing such a life, people would talk. They would speak of her strangeness and her appearance, but more than that, they would talk of her magic. Look at that. She also knew she would be sought out for her skills, the very skills that saw her removed from society. She could see it clear as day. They would walk the wooded path under cover at night, with desperation in their pounding hearts. They would come with pockets full of silver and fear coursing through their veins. And there in her rickety cottage they would meet her. Okay. This for me is embracing your inner knowledge, your inner gifts, your intuition, your spirituality, and knowing absolutely that the universe is holding you. Okay, that people might see you as an odd body, but you've got like magic, and you can create something really good for yourself. Okay, and for other people, I feel that you can help people. You're being called upon to be a teacher or a leader or to heal. Okay. And I think fix that, the stuff that's been, this is not just about an individual, it's about like society as a whole. This is whole, having absolute faith in your ability and your, not being afraid to go it alone again. Because here's what you're leaving behind. Okay, there's the people that don't understand you. Okay, moving towards a more peaceful existence by not being afraid to actually embrace your, what's inside. Okay, what's in your heart. I'm just going to look at this Wheel of Fortune as well. It's a strange one. It's going to be a long video today, but there we go. Oh, and I forgot to timestamp you as well, Scorpio, so I'll sort that out in a minute. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, it's number 10, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, cycle's coming to a close, another one's about to begin. There's change in the wind. Fortuitous cycle is beginning, ushering a time of change where success and opportunity are likely. Okay. Go beyond your usual habits, master new ones, okay? You've got them anyway. You've got those skills and abilities. Fate is at play and destiny is something to ponder. Time to surrender to the divine flow. This allows you to step back and view situations from an insightful new angle. When you're not caught up in the throes of tightly gripped micromanaging tactics, you see solutions or opportunities you had missed. Surrendering control doesn't mean doing nothing. Rather, it's an active choice to allow life to unfold. Why fight against the current when you can simply go with it? You know what, this is definitely about, moving away from a situation where you're feeling other people have got expectations of you, okay, and not being afraid to go it alone. So that's what I've got for you, Scorpio. I hope this helps. Hi, Saji. Welcome to Dogstar Tarot. I'm using the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot. I'll get it right. A little bit different to the Rider-Waite, so I may, the Rider-Waite based decks that I normally use. I went to Stonehenge on Friday, and I just felt called to using more of these kind of earthy tarot cards, like this one, and I've got another one here. There's Heaven and Earth. Not so much. I can't use that one for. I like that deck, but it's terrible for filming because it's very glossy and it just reflects the light so much. I don't know how to overcome that. But I've also got the Wildwood Tarot, which I don't use for the reason that one is quite different. It's based on the Wheel of the Year. This one's a bit of a hybrid Wheel of the Year, Rider-Waite, bit of everything in it. But that one's specifically based around the Wheel of the Year. But I might use that one as well. Who knows? Anyway, what have we got, please, for Scorpio? Sagittarius, sorry, not Scorpio. Just done Scorpio. Right. And what do you need to move away from? Two of Cups, kindred spirits. Okay, I'm not saying leave your partner. um, you might have had a bit of a disagreement with somebody. These definitely look like soulmates, okay? I mean, we'll see what the other cards have got to say, but this, often this card comes in this position when there's been a bit of a disagreement or a bit of a rift. So what's in the middle? Ten of Wands. You're carrying somebody. Okay, or something that's really weighing heavy on you. You're and I kind of feel this is emotions, because you've got this Two of Cups here. There's an emotional burden that you need to put down. I'll talk more about that one in a minute, but this is, yeah, definitely, you know, you're just feeling like overwhelmed with it all, with the responsibility. Like, look, they're dragging this person here, one over the shoulder, carrying the weight. I feel like carrying the weight of the universe. You feel like you've just got too much on and you need to let it go. You need to somehow it spooks me out when the cards like move by themselves. What do you need to move towards? Oh, the Chariot. Okay, taking control. Look at that. Okay. First of all, it's Major Arcana. And usually in the Rider-Waite, this is one of my favourite tarot reader calls it, I'm riding two horses with one horse. But this is, you know, she's leading the way. She's got a caravan here, you know, so you can actually, you know, it's about seeking help, using your resources sensibly, okay? Not trying to do it all. Don't overburden yourself, okay? If you can't cope, if you're struggling at the moment, yeah, get yourself a caravan or, you know, seek help. Take control, okay? Don't let people take advantage of you, okay? I'm going to read from the book, because this for me is like, I don't know, I feel that there might have been a rift between you and somebody that you're very close to, okay? But you're doing something here out of, I feel almost like guilt or like duty, and you're just finding it too much. You kind of want to, be this person, you want to be almost like a saviour. I think there's something about somebody that you're very close to, okay, who's possibly taking advantage of you, overburdening you when you've got enough on your plate, okay? And really, this is you needing to go it alone, or to kind of, or seek help, okay? And I kind of think that's the key. I think is ask for help, okay? Or just say, you know, you can't do this by yourself anymore. It's too tough. Let's have a look at the Two of Cups, what it says in here, if it's any different to the normal. I mean, it does feel very soulmatey, that one, very kind of almost surreal. You know what? I'm kind of thinking you're possibly wanting that kind of that sort of perfect relationship, okay? But I think that, you know, in trying to find that, you kind of, it's just too much, you know. And I think this is about you being comfortable in your own skin as much as anything else, you know, not needing somebody to kind of complete you. Yeah, I got there in the end. You're like kind of almost like you're dragging people along with you, you know, because you're perhaps a little bit afraid of striking out by yourself. and taking control. But let's have a look. I'm just going to see what it says about the Two of Cups here, if I can find it. Talk among yourselves. It's a really interesting readings this month, actually. We're here to be whole, and when we are whole, we can fully connect to one another with body, mind, and spirit. Okay, so this is when you're whole. Okay, this is in your future, what you need to move towards. Okay, so it's about filling your own cup, kind of. Yeah, you know what? If this is because this is in your past, or what you need to move away from. It's a relationship that's soured. Okay, nobody stands to benefit from this in its current form. Discord and breakdowns in communication increase, as well as a sense of loneliness. Okay, I get that now. Okay, so yeah, this is a rift in a relationship, or a kind of where it's just gone sour, not what you wanted. Broken promises, unreliability, or a lack of trust. But this is what you need to move away from, remember. Okay. Old wounds from previous relationships start to ache once more, and you find yourself repeating a cycle where past events are once again affecting you. Acknowledge this cycle, learn how to break free. That's your lesson in these moments. Jealousy and possessiveness are diseases that eat away a relationship until they lie in bitter ruin. Know when it's time to walk away. Okay, putting down that flippin' burden, Sagittarius. Don't wait for it to all go up in flames. Know yourself. Take back your power. Cut cords when necessary. And when you do, you will have freed yourself to move forward with a newfound respect for yourself and a deep reverence for the wisdom that you have learned. Right, Sagittarius, that's what I've got for you. I hope it helps. Hi, Capricorn. Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened then. I pressed the wrong button. Anyway, Capricorn, welcome to Dog Star Tarot. I'm using the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot today because it's kind of, I don't know, went to Stonehenge and I just felt like felt like using this deck, which I don't very often, but I've been drawn to it more recently. That feels like your overall energy, what you need to move away from, and what you need to move toward. Okay, you're getting two. First sign today to get more than 3 cards. So what do you need to move away from? I had this before in an earlier reading, and I can't remember who it was for, but the vibe I get from this is you're almost feeling suffocated. You know when ancient ruins where the trees grow up through the foundations, and like the ancient civilizations where the ground swallowed them up again. Nature swallowed them up. I get this feeling that you that everything's just been too slow, too sensible. You need a bit of you need a change because you're kind of stagnant where you are now. The leaves are gonna, the nature's gonna. I feel like kind of almost a sense of suffocation, impending suffocation, that you need to move away from this kind of stability. Moving out of your comfort zone is like really important right now for you, Capricorn, I think. You got to just don't let the grass grow under your feet or over your feet or over your Yeah, I think this is really important. Don't let the grass grow under your feet. What's in the middle? The Five of Wands. Feels like a bit of competition here. I will read from the book. Five of Wands is often when people, a bit of competitiveness. Competition somehow. It might be that some of you are actually entering a competition. I'm going to look at the book in a minute, see what it says about that. Because as I say, it's a little bit different to normal Rider-Waite based decks. What have we got to move towards? Oh, look at that. The Page of Swords. In this deck is Young Merlin, the Apprentice. Young Merlin, okay. So this is a bit of finding your way to create your own magic, okay, and for the Wheel of Fortune to turn in your favour. Now that looks a bit of a dark card, doesn't it? And I'm going to read from the book, Capricorn, because I think this is quite important. Major Arcana is important. You can turn it in your favour, and I just think that here it's a little bit chaotic, and I think it's about taking control of a situation. This is all over the place. Look, his books are all over the place. The magician has all the tools at his disposal. Okay, now this is Merlin, an apprentice. Okay, so at the moment he's not clear about what he needs to do, where he's going. Okay, but you have got this Wheel of Fortune. Okay, which will turn in your favour, and you have got the tools to make that happen. Now let's have a look at this. But I do think this is really important. You need to move out of your comfort zone in some respect, and don't wait too long. Because whatever you're going for, it looks like there might be some kind of... Let me move this here a little bit. One of these days I'll get the camera angle right. I feel it's better on the other side, but the disadvantage is the light's really... it changes when I move. The light changes somehow, and it's not consistent. It's anyway. Five of Wands. I like this Five of Wands because it doesn't have that kind of sort of the energy of in the light seers. It's about people climbing over each other, trying to get to the top, pushing each other out of the way, and there's that competitiveness. But this looks more like a controlled competitiveness where people are actually... they're using the skills to their advantage, whereas I don't always get that vibe from other decks. And let's have a look. Okay, this is about the competition fuels the fires of ambition and creative conflict. Embrace your struggles as an opportunity, turning chaos, which you've got here, into focused energy. Okay, so this is what you're moving towards. This is what Spirit wants you to know. So your job right now is to turn this chaos into focused energy. Okay. It says the Five of Wands also signifies a strange sense of optimism. While there may be difficulties and conflict, a little gumption and a lot of optimism will take you far. These attributes assist you in standing out in a crowd and gaining the upper hand. Okay, So I reckon if you're in some kind of like physical if you entered a competition, likely that you may be a winner there, Capricorn. That'd be good. Let's have a look. It says, Aura and Quell, born of fire's essence, step forth as luminaries seeking more than just mastery with the bow. Their journey takes them across the ancient primordial landscapes of Bonestone and Earthflesh, a path carved by determination and an unquenchable desire to be tested. Fire thrives in the heart of competition, and they find their true calling in the face of their challenges. Their pursuit is not merely a display of skill, it's testament to the enduring human spirit, a reminder that the pursuit of excellence is a lifelong journey. With every bowstring, they ignite a spark of inspiration, reminding us that within the trials of competition lies the forge of human potential. Oh, wow. Okay, and this is what you're moving towards, okay? Becoming the magician, okay, not the apprentice, sorting out the chaos, using it to your advantage. And you've got the Wheel of Fortune here, so I will read that as well because it's Major Arcana. A cycle is coming to a close and another is about to begin. Signifies a change in the winds, so be on the lookout for synchronicity and serendipity for both are likely during the time represented by this card. I know one Capricorn that is definitely true for. Synchronicities are like all around at the moment. A fortuitous cycle is beginning, ushering in a time of change where success and opportunity are likely. Okay, breathe fresh life into the tried and true approach of previous years. Go beyond your usual habits, okay? Explore and master new ones, okay? You've got it all here in the cards, okay? Try your hand at different culinary dishes, it says, or creative, fun and interactive activities. The Wheel of Fortune also indicates the situation you find yourself is out of your hands. Fate is at play and destiny is something to ponder. You may be having moments of deja vu, and it's time to surrender to the divine flow. Surrendering control allows you to step back and view situations from insightful new angles. When you're not caught up in the throes of tightly gripped micromanaging tactics, you see solutions or opportunities you've missed. Surrendering control doesn't mean doing nothing. Rather, it's an active choice to allow life to unfold. Why fight against the current when you can simply go with it? It says this astrology is, the correspondence is with Jupiter. Okay, those of you who know about astrology, that might be important. Okay, I'm mentioning that so you can, yeah. If you want to leave a comment, please do so. And that's what I've got for you, Capricorn. I hope this helps. Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to Dog Star Tarot. I'm using the Earthstone and Boneflesh Tarot. Yeah, Bonestone and Earthflesh. Sometimes I say it the wrong way. I say Earthstone and Bone Flesh. Anyway, and I may very well refer to the book because this is quite different to the usual decks I work with. However, I'm very drawn to using it today. So, let's have a look at what Spirit wants you to know right now. I hope you can see these okay. Right, what do you need to let go of or what's behind you? Queen of Pentacles. She's kind of, I just read about this. It came up in one of the other readings. Baba Yaga. She's a she was kind of forced to leave her village because she was a little bit different. She wasn't, you know, like we all probably are. She was isolated from her community. Okay, so you might be feeling a little bit isolated or excluded right now. Okay, I've no idea why she's holding a chicken foot, but I did have a look in the book and there's no reference to it. Okay, so you might be feeling a little bit isolated. You might be feeling that you're out there on your own. You haven't got any support, but this is what you're moving away from. Okay. What you're moving towards. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. This is when things are moving a bit slowly for you, where you're kind of wanting to things to happen quickly. But this is about going with the flow, sticking with it, okay? Not giving up when it's, you know, the going gets tough or you can't wait. This is, look, he's digging up that mushroom to see if it's ready. You know, I think if you try and do that, if you try and force the issue, that, you know, it won't go well, okay? So there's a caution here that don't, you know, if you're thinking, is it worth making the effort? Yes, it undoubtedly is. Okay, don't give up now. Okay, not the time to give up. Okay, so take things slowly, methodically. Nurture what you want. Don't force it. Okay, let things happen or unfold naturally. Okay, and what's in the middle? Whew, okay, you've got the serpent fire, Ace of Wands. Okay. This is the Ouroboros, the snake that eats itself. Okay. Yeah, be careful with that sort of passionate, fiery energy that you might be feeling, where you kind of want to grab everything with both hands. This is the opposite to what you need to be doing right now, Aquarius. You need to just take it slowly, take it easy. Don't get distracted by this. Is, I feel like you have got the potential here to kind of spoil things, burn bridges or something if you try and rush. Okay, so yeah, you might be feeling kind of isolated out on your own. Don't be in a hurry to make things happen. You need to just embrace this kind of slow, steady pace of the Pentacles energy, where, you know, it's all for a purpose, and stay grounded. Okay, don't get too swept away with that kind of inner fire and passion that you might be feeling, and because it's going to be destructive. Okay, take it easy, take a step back. I'm kind of feeling for some of you, you need to maybe get out in nature, have a holiday, go and sit by a lake, or, you know, somewhere where you can just relax and just let things happen, unfold, like, you know, like kind of get more in tune with nature and the kind of the physical world around us, and the awesomeness of the planet that we live on. So yeah, that's what I've got for you, Capricorn. I hope this helps. Hi Pisces, welcome to Dog Star Tarot. Today I'm using the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot, and I may have to refer to the book because if you've watched any of the other videos, if you've watched your rising or your moon sign, you'll see that this is quite different to the normal Rider-Waite based decks that I normally use, and it's new to me, but I'm really liking it. So what does Spirit want Pisces to know today? Okay, so first up, what do you need to move away from? Ten of Swords. Okay, whatever, something is over and done with. There's no going back from whatever the situation is. Something's come to a definite end, and this is your signal to move on. You know, yeah, and this is not, yeah, time to move on, like transformation. Just leave this behind. This is stale, stagnant. You're doing yourself no favors by staying there, okay? What do you need to move towards? Oh, I love him. Page of Pentacles. This is reaping the rewards of your hard work, really. You know, and it might have been slow, okay? But look at him sitting there with his, you know, he's been waiting patiently for the grapes to mature. He's got his glass of wine there, or his cup of wine. This is contentment and waiting for the pace of nature, not trying to rush things. Okay, so moving towards that. And what have you got in the middle? What does Spirit want you to know? Okay, Knight of Wands. This is cautioning you against doing things, being too forceful, okay? Here you've got this over and done with, okay? But, you know, when you're thinking of the future, go rather with this slow pace, this slower energy, taking a step back, waiting for things to unfold naturally, okay? Instead of going in all guns blazing, you know, like he's got this hammer and he's looks like he's going to bash the hell out of whatever he's got there on that anvil. Too much fire, which can be, it can be detrimental. A few people have got that in, you know, a few of the signs have had that element of not rushing ahead, not being too impulsive, not being too controlling, and you know, going with this pace of nature, because I think this can be quite a destructive energy if you try to be too forceful in making things happen. Let's have a look what it says about this Dionysus. He's a very I just really like him. He looks very zen, very relaxed. You know, and I think this is not forcing the issue, you know. This is like hot and sweaty and like, you know, this doesn't look pleasant energy really, does it? Not that there's anything wrong with the Knight of Wands. You know, sometimes we want that, but at the moment I think this is just saying slow it down, cool your jets. Page of Pentacles. Where are you, Pentacles? Here. Wise balance of labour and leisure. Threading a path through life that's both pragmatic and indulgent, respectful yet free-spirited. Oh, how lovely. Time to embark on a course of study to assist you in increasing a skill relevant to your vocation. Oh, okay. Grounding and centering yourself before making a decision is beneficial. Kick off your shoes, feel the solidity of the earth beneath the soft pads of your feet. Draw the raw and nurturing energy of the earth into yourself. He's a man of the earth, at peace in the green landscapes. From there he draws a tremendous amount of power, both sensual and seductive in nature. But make no mistake, while he may be incredibly alluring, he's also of nature. He's grounded and centered, in possession of a patient knowing. His greatest mentor is the planet itself. He gains pleasure from observing the changes in the cycles and seeks to harmonize with the sequences to better understand his own nature. He's a perpetual student, studies efficiently, examines, cooperates with and facilitates the green world in any way he can. He's a faithful steward of the natural environment, and that's going to make me cry. Okay, Pisces, so that's what I've got for you. Yeah, I think be really wary of this, trying to be too fiery, too impulsive. Don't try and force the issue. Embrace this Zen quality that I think is really nice. I hope that helps, and thank you for being here. Okay, everybody, that concludes your readings for this, whatever it's called, Barbault's basket. I've enjoyed using these cards. Please let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks again to everybody who's here watching. I really appreciate you being here, and I'll talk to you again soon. And yeah, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and all that stuff, because it's important for the algorithm, and I need more subscribers. Okay, I've really enjoyed doing these readings. This is the box. Look, it's like, I just love it. I just love this deck. I'm going to use it more. Let me know if you like it. And I'll talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.